Hey guys, Max Perez from Digital Octopus, and today I have an exciting video for you guys. We're gonna do a parts transfer to the new DO2-NKB, which means no knobs. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer the hazard lights, lock and unlock, your HVAC controllers right to this system right here. So let's get started. All right guys, so this is what that should look like once we're done. So I'm just gonna put them all side by side. And that's the third one right here. That's what that will look like when we transfer the parts over. This is the back of it here. And the first thing that you should know is that you cannot use the Mylink System. That's the one that has the screen that's similar to this. You cannot use those parts on here because they're slightly different, especially the buttons here. If you notice on your Mylink System, you do not have the lock and unlock button. So that's not gonna fit right off the bat. And the size of the hazard light button is a little bit bigger. So that's not gonna work. This is the perfect donor radio right here, which is the one with the green screen, the kind of the lower end one. Which is the perfect one to swap over. Now, if you manage to get one of these and transfer the part, you could use it after all these parts are transferred over into the Mylink System. If you have a Mylink System, you will be able to use this. Or when they become available, right now it's gonna be really hard to get. You could purchase the DO2, which comes with all the parts that's needed, and you could connect this directly to your Mylink System radio right here. So try to get it. If you don't have a radio like this, you could always get one like this from Digital Octopus Radio when they are available. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. All right guys, so these are the tools you will need for the installation. And the first one we're gonna need, and actually this will be the last one we're gonna use, and this is a soldering gun. Let me stop right now. If you guys don't feel comfortable at any point doing this yourself, I recommend you contact us and we could possibly do the service for you, or just contact somebody that does soldering in your neighborhood, because we're gonna need to remove two buttons, which are the volume control and the tune knobs on the original radio. So keep that in mind. We have a screwdriver, or you can use a hand drill. We're gonna need one of these smaller screwdrivers, and they're all Phillips. That's the one with the star. If you solder, you know what this does. This is to clean the board. So basically you will press this and it'll suck the resin off. And then finally a cutting tool, and this is to create a hole, and this is for 7/8 size or 22 millimeter, and that is to create a hole that looks just like this on the back of the radio. I'm gonna go ahead and use this tool here, this one, because this is the one that actually fits my drill. I didn't realize that this one was a little bit bigger on the drive. So this is the one I'm gonna use to create that hole, and that hole should look something like this. And if you can see, there's like a little square here. This is where we want to make that hole, right in between this square right here. So that's where we're gonna do it. So, but first, to get there, we're gonna go ahead and take off all the screws. All right guys, so for the last two screws right here, I'm gonna have to use a different bit. Actually, the bit does not fit, so I have to use a skinnier screwdriver. For the last two screws, we're gonna use our small screwdriver here. So we're gonna start with this one. And we got the last one out. Now that everything is off, there's a little clip right up here. So we could use something flat to pull it out. Let me just get all these screws out of the way. I don't want to break anything. Also guys, make sure that you have all your clips. If not, your radio is not gonna go in. So right now, this backing is gonna be useless for me because it doesn't have any clips, or you know, the only way you could get that in is by gluing it in. But I recommend, you know, try to take care of what you have left. These are old radios. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and unplug this one here. All we have to do is pull it out, and now we are ready to make our hole right over here. All right, so your system will come with 20 screws, and we're gonna go ahead and start working with this now. So I'm gonna put these on the side, but the first thing we are going to do is we're gonna make our hole, and that's gonna be right here, right where this little box is. That's where we want to make our hole. For this part, I will be using my drill and my 22mm hole maker right here. You can also use one of these step holes makers right over here. All right, so I'm just gonna put this down here. This way I'll be able to make this hole and not ruin my little studio. So there's actually a line right in the middle. Right in the middle here, just put your drill right in the middle of it and start working your way down. There we go. There we go. All right, so we have our hole done. It's perfectly done, just like the other one here. So this is what you want it to look like. All right. All right, so now that we have our hole done, we can go ahead now and start disassembling the main unit here. And for this, we're gonna have to take off the screws right over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, around 10 screws that we need to take out from here. So let's start with the ones at the bottom. So the purpose of this is to transfer all these parts into the NKB. I'm gonna use my drill for this just so we could go a little faster. Also guys, make sure that you are grounded for this process. We don't want to ruin any part of the chip here. Just make sure you touch any metal part, you know, metals, anything that's ground. This way you don't cause a little short. You know, we want to stay away from static electricity because we don't want to do damage. For right here, I'm going to use my screwdriver because my drill does not reach. So I'm just going to take these two off. All right, so for the CD player part, we have 4 screws, so that goes off. We won't need this. I don't remember the last time I used a CD in my car. The other day, a customer told me that he was not interested in the radio because he did not have a CD player. But I guess, you know, he's probably one of those guys that still has the books full of CDs so they can play music. So let's go. So this piece that just came off, this is the lock and unlock button. Actually, this is the piece for the bottom of the lock and unlock. So we're gonna put that on the side. And I'm just gonna take off all the screws that are left here. And if you notice, the ones on the board are slightly smaller. So I'm gonna confess something with to you guys. This is actually the first time that I do this. I seen it done. I seen the techs do it, but of course I'm the one that has to make the video, so I have to do it for you guys. Take this out, and it's not that bad. I say from installation level from 1 to 5. Right now, it's probably a 2. It's not that bad. It's just taking out screws. Just got to figure out how to pull these out. And just give it a little push. Oh, there we go. Here we go. The AC buttons right over here. 1 and 2. So we're going to put these on the side right here. Let me take out some of these screws. All right, so it looks like we have another screw right here. All right, so for the next part, what we need to do is we need to remove the 2 knobs in the front. And for these, we're just gonna pull them out with a screwdriver. You should hear them snap a little bit. All right, so once I got my screwdriver up in there, I was able to just snap it off. Same thing here. I'm gonna do the same for this side. This one's a little harder because it doesn't have that rubber piece. I don't know how many times, how old this radio is. This has gotta be, well, from 2012. It's pretty old, 11 years old. So the same thing I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna push the white piece down and kind of, there you go. So now that part is out. Now we can access the back again. And we have our H back controllers out. So I'm just gonna put this on the side right here. And this is gonna give us our lock and unlock buttons. We're gonna put this on the side as well. All right, so there's 2 more pieces we need to get out, and these 2 risers here. So I'm just gonna go ahead with my drill, take these 2 out. And for this, we are gonna be recycling the screws. All right, so we got our risers out, and this guy has reached the end of the road. So let's put them to the side. All right, guys, so these are the parts we're gonna transfer to the NKB. That's the DO2-NKB, which is this one here. So first thing I'm gonna do is gonna start with working on that board. So we're gonna put this down here. We can go ahead and take off these plastic covers for the lights. We're not gonna need these anymore. You could just pull them out. There you go. And you could, we could take this tape off. We don't need it. That's just to hold that wire in place. All right, guys, so the first thing we are gonna put is our lock and unlock button, and that should land right over here, right in place. And you should see it right there. Looks beautiful. And this little bottom piece right over here, we can just put that in for now. And that's what that's gonna look like right there. Awesome. So we're gonna put this on the side. All right, next we're gonna put our risers on first. We do not need screws for the risers. All right, guys, so for this part here, this is the most crucial part and probably the hardest part that we're gonna do. And what we're gonna do in this part, we're gonna unsolder the two knobs from here. This way it could fit flush on the system itself. Because if we leave this on, you'll see that the board is not sitting correctly on top. So we're gonna go and take these out in just 1 second. All right, guys, so it's time to put this guy back together. And the first thing we're gonna do is make sure our lock and unlock buttons are dropped in here and that these guys are in place. We're gonna go ahead and put this down. Everything will land flush. I'm gonna show you guys the screw that goes right over here. That's these two guys here, and that's the medium size one. So we're gonna recycle it from our original screws. So we have our buttons in. So now we use our chassis screws, which are the bigger ones. And now for these, I should be able to use the drill. I just wanted to use the screwdriver on these here. I don't want to mess up these buttons. But for the rest of the installation, I will be using the drill just to go a little faster. And once we're done with these screws, this just two plugs we need to plug in, and we should be good to go. No more soldering, nothing crazy. There are written instructions, guys. I'm gonna put the directions on the website, digitaloctopusradio.com, and you should be able to download a PDF with detailed instructions. All right, so now that we have these four guys right here, 1, 2, 3 guys here, we're gonna do the knobs. Remember, guys, the one with the airflow to the face, that's this guy right here that goes on the left hand side. I'm just gonna flip that over. So that will go on this side right here. So if we put the radio up, it should be on the left hand side, just like that. So we're gonna start with that one. And if you can, as you notice right here, there's 2 holes, and these are for the screws that are gonna hold it up. So, and they should just match what's over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this facing up just like that. This way, when I flip it over, it's perfectly aligned. So for this, I'm gonna use my screwdriver. I don't wanna use a drill, just to be on the safe side. Just gonna ease it in. That's it. Just a little bit of pressure, not too much. You don't wanna strip those plastics. So that's what that looks like on the other side. Halfway there, guys. More than halfway there, actually. Okay, the last one again. We're gonna face the windshield defrost up. We're gonna put it facing up. That should snap in like that. So now we can go ahead and put those last 2 screws right in there. All right, so now we have 4 screws here. You don't need to put them here. You do need to put them on the white ones here. So I'm gonna fill that in. All right, so next we're gonna put our cover on and we're gonna connect our wires. This is it right here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna connect this white harness right into the white connector right here. So we're gonna slide that in. All right. I'm gonna start with the 2 screws that go down here. Guys, so once we put all of our screws back, we can go ahead and install this baby right into the car. Our buttons, everything is transferred. Again, this is only a parts transfer video. So you guys could just catch the other videos I have on my channel on how to install the actual system and how to wire it. And this part that we ran through here, this connects to the interface. Well, the interface here connects to the actual head unit, and I should have one right around here. There we are, and it goes in just like this with the metal part facing out. So if we just plug that in right in there, this radio is ready to go. So that's what that looks like. Once it's on and it goes on your system, it should look just like that. All right, guys, this is it for today. So, if you guys need any extra help, if you want us to do this service for you, you can go ahead and contact us before you even order your radio. So this way you can send your radio in and we get all the parts and everything ready, and we'll send it right back out to you with a prepaid label. We could definitely do this service for you. You could do it yourself, as you saw. Again, this is the first time I actually do the radio and the soldering. I am not an expert on the technical parts here, like soldering especially, but screwdrivers, of course, I know how to handle. And if you could do soldering, then you're good to go. Again, guys, this is at your own risk. If you feel that you cannot do this, please call us, reach out to us, and we'll see what we can do for you. Maybe we can send it back to us. You know, again, we can do the service for you, or just get somebody locally, mostly that knows how to solder, or that knows how to, you know, how to swap out the parts. Or a car audio place should be able to do this with no problem whatsoever. That is if you feel uncomfortable doing this. This is it for today. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the next one.